Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. So today we're doing a 3 looks 1 palette. I just did my first impressions on the Lime Crime Venus Vivid, and I asked on my Instagram stories maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, if you'd want to see a 3 looks on this anytime in the near future, and a lot of you basically said yes. But this is what it looks like in case you haven't seen it yet. It's Lime Crime's Rainbow palette. I don't know if they're advertising it as a neon palette or just a bright palette, but either way, that's what it looks like. That's what it is. This is the 4th one in their little 8-pan palettes. I like the size of these palettes. I like the color stories typically. I think they're really fun. And I was really excited to pick this one up. It was very impulsive. Like, I didn't even think twice when I realized it was a thing. I just checked out. Maybe I should have waited a little longer, but I'll get to that at the end of the video. Also, while I was editing looks 1 and 2 yesterday, I noticed that my background moves the whole time, but it's because my fan's on and I can't turn it off because it is hot in Florida. So I did this kind of bluey, yellowy, orangey look. I did a really pretty smoked out purpley pinky look, and then I did a two-toned look. So let's get into the tutorials. At the end, I will give my final thoughts, how I feel. I'm gonna do swatch comparisons with my other Lime Crime palettes to see what is similar. And that'll be that. Let's move on. Hello, good night. Wait. It's like 9 p.m. Morgan's next to me. She's doing her own thing though, so she's not participating in this 3 looks 1 palette. We're laughing as we're listening to Nightmare Before Christmas, and it got to the little background montage right before the scientist is like, Charlotte! Okay, I'm done. So I want just something kind of smoky, so I'm going to take my Apocalyptic Beauty War Paint because I really want to pack the shadow on top of a base. So I'm just going to take it with my finger actually because I just don't feel like dirtying a brush. And I'm just going to simply smudge this all across the lid. You totally could do this look without a black base. You could also use just maybe a black eye pencil. I just wanted to try using this war paint because I've used this before as like a giant wing base, but I haven't really used it just smudged out with a shadow smudged on top of it. So that's what I'm trying. I'm just taking a small brush now. This is my Morphe M506. Yes. To blend the edges. Just get it nice and rounded and smoky. I guess a little extended in the outer corner because that's just what I like to do with my eye shape. But for the most part, just kind of smudgy. You know? This base actually blends super nice. I haven't tried using it like that before. I want to take Flutter, and I just want this pretty much just all over the lid, and then I'll start blending it out. I'm not using glitter primer just because this base is kind of sticky. It doesn't fully dry down, so this will work great to keep it nice and poppin'. Poppin'. This purple's so cute. I actually filmed my first impressions with this morning. That video will have already been up for a few days by the time this goes up, but I don't know. When I used it this morning, I wasn't totally sold on it, so we'll see as I'm playing. I'm just going to take the blending side of this Anastasia brush I was just using just to start blending this edge. I don't have any product on this side of the brush. I really don't want this look to be too complicated. I think what went wrong in my first impressions was with this palette. Maybe you just shouldn't be too complicated. Like, don't use too many shadows. Just keep it fairly simple and let things happen. I do want to take Sassy now though, and I'm just going to take a little of that on that blending side just to add a little pink hue to the top of this look. And I'm basically just going to dip in lightly and keep doing this until I like the blend. And that's pretty much how I'm going to leave it. I just want a smoky, pinky purple look. I'm going to start running some of this pink under the lower lash line as well. And I'm also just going to flip to that shadow side again with a little more flutter to start smudging on that lower lash line. I'm just going to take this really floppy clean brush. It's from BH Cosmetics. It's the number 8 brush from the Color Festival collection. And I'm just really going to start swirling this outer corner especially so it's nice and diffused. Because the thing is with this palette, there aren't really transition shades. It's just a rainbow palette. So I feel like the average person is probably going to dip into multiple palettes when using this for assistance. but considering it's a 3 looks 1 palette, I'm trying to avoid that. However, I might dip into just my pressed powder from Lunatick just to help diffuse. I don't know if that's cheating, but whatever. It's my video, my rules. I'm liking the look of that. I think for my inner corner, I just want to use my face highlight. I used the Give Me Glow White Noise, so I think that's what I'm gonna pop into for my inner corner. I understand that this is not gonna be the most exciting look, only a couple shadows, but sometimes that's all you need. I'm trying to get a feel for this palette. I'm still not certain if I like it or not. We will see. But I need something for my waterline. I think I'm gonna take this purple. It is from LA Girl. It is called something purple. I can't remember. What are you called? Paradise Purple. That's what I'm gonna pop in my waterline. All right, so this is where we're at. I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye, throw on my lashes, find something for my lips, and we'll finish this up. All right, so this is look number 1. I mean, it's cute. I feel cute. It's very smoky, which is what I wanted. I added the little heart tattoo stamps from Milk Makeup. My lashes are the same Sugarpill Dazed lashes that I've been using for a while. And on my lips, I went with Medusa from Jeffree Star. I do like this look. It's nothing special. It's something I could make with 100 different palettes that I own. I don't own that many palettes, but I could create this look time and time again with anything else pretty much. I don't know. I like the look. I like the colors. I'm just trying to understand if I don't know. I don't feel like I needed this palette. I know I'm only on look 1. I still have 2 more to go, but I don't know. This palette's nothing special. It was an impulse buy. We'll see how I feel after look 3, but there's a chance that I might just return it. It's not bad, but it's nothing special so far. So let's move on to look number 2 on a negative note. All right, hello. Look number 2. It is Sunday morning. It's the next day after I did look number 1. Morgan and I went to the gym, and now she left to go to work. And I'm doing this literally just for the purpose of filming. I probably wouldn't have done my makeup today just because I didn't feel like it. But we're just gonna go grocery shopping, maybe hunt for some spooky decor. I'm sure I will vlog it for you guys because honestly, just like, I got a very overwhelmingly good response on my first vlog, and thank you, because I didn't think anyone would really care about my life like that. So that was very nice to just find out. So I'm playing with this palette again, obviously. I don't know why I even said that. I primed both eyes because I'm doing a 2-tone look today. I've been wanting to do one and I haven't done one in a while. I think I want to do pink on one eye, green on the other, and maybe the sparkly yellow kind of a little bit on the lid. I think that's what I'm going to do. Keep it kind of simple. Again, I don't want to use too many shades on one eye because I feel like this palette's just not good for that. But we will see. I'm going to start, I guess, by taking the pink Sassy. And I have identical blending brushes and shadow brushes, and they're clean, they just might be stained. And I'm going to start by taking the pink with a shadow brush and just packing that across the lid. I'm not going to bring this up too high because I'm going to blend it out and we will see what happens. So Zane and I have been watching a ton of Brooklyn Nine-Nine ever since we discovered it. I'm in love with it. Rosa and Gina are my favorite, but I also love Peralta, Santiago, Boyle. Everyone is literally such a good character. It's just one of those shows. But somehow last night we went down a rabbit hole of listening to Lonely Island band songs and watching music videos, and it's so weird seeing Andy Samberg in those now that I'm watching him in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and it's just funny because he's like the same person, no matter what. I'm also smudging this pink under the lower lash line. I've been using this pink as my blush. I take just a very small amount because I don't want it to be too much. And I've been liking it. I probably brought that out farther than I intended, but that's okay. I'm just gonna take one of those blending brushes that's totally clean right now, and I'm just gonna start blending and smudging. I'll grab more pink on the brush if I need to, but I don't think I'll need to. I'm basically just gonna swirl around this perimeter until I like the way it looks diffused, you know? Tuck that out of the way. My hair is always in my way. I am this close to shaving it all off, I swear. I really totally would like shave my head or go really short and I'd be fine with it. I've had really short hair before. I loved it. I would love to experience what it's like to have a shaved head. But everyone keeps getting on to me because of the wedding next year. But I could always just buy a really nice wig, or I could just embrace short hair for my wedding. Who knows? Who knows what I will do? I think that's actually really cute. And I'm actually very impressed with how this performed using just one shade and blending it out versus trying to use a million shades, so that's good to know. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye, but with Limelight. I guess I will show you, but I'll probably just have it like a sped up version because we don't need to be here all day with you just watching me do the same exact thing. But I'll still include it so you can see how this green performs, of course. I love pink and green together. I just think it's such a cute little combo. When I do two-tone looks, I like to, I don't know, just pick pairings that go really well together. Like I probably wouldn't pair, I don't know, like green and orange might be kind of weird, or green and red would be very Christmassy. I don't know, you just have to pick the same similar vibe. Like I wouldn't do a hot pink with like a forest green. I feel like that just wouldn't be it for me. Like I would do a more dusty pink with a forest green. I don't know. It's all personal opinion though. Do whatever you want. I know two-tone looks aren't a favorite amongst people anyway. Alright, so now what I want to do is I'm just going to take the shade Happy Place, which is the more sparkly yellowy topper. I'm just going to use my finger. I'm not even going to use glitter glue because I don't want it necessarily super opaque. I'm just going to do a little tappy tap across the lid just to give it that little bit of sparkle. Oh, that's so pretty. I don't know if that really shows up on camera, but in person, that's just like the cutest little twinkle. Out of this whole palette, I love this sparkly yellow shade. I just think it's really pretty. I'm gonna take the pink blending brush and blend it out. And let's do the same to the green eye, shall we? I also do really like the shimmery purple in this palette. I think it's really pretty, but I don't know. I'm still not sold. I'm not having a bad time playing with it right now, but I think there's a high chance I might return it just because, I don't know, I could use the $38 for something else, you know? I want to take that shimmery yellow again, just with this little brush, my Morphe, I don't know, M213, to pop in my inner corner. All right, so this is the basis of the eye look. I know we haven't been doing this very long, but I think it's cute. I think for my waterline, I might be kind of weird. I think I might do green in this eye and pink in this eye. The green is Electric Daisy from Colourpop and the pink is Insomniac. So I'm gonna put the opposite in each eye and we'll see what it looks like. Ooh, Cosmo and Wanda vibes. That's what I'm getting right now, especially with the yellow, like the little crown. Cute. I think that looks really cool. I know that might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I just think it's unique and interesting. And now I'm going to throw my lashes, something on my lips. I always forget to tell you guys when I use a colored mascara. I'm gonna be using the Colourpop Little White Lies on my lower lashes today, just so you know. I'll see you in a bit. All right, so this is look number 2. I'm feeling Cosmo and Wanda cute. I do like this look. I think the colors played nicely. They performed pretty well. The mattes are definitely more on the dry side. They take more, I don't know, a little more building up and then blending to get them looking how you want, at least in my opinion for me, because I definitely I can't speak. I definitely prefer more of a buttery, creamy formula, but on the flip side, Sugarpill shadows are a little bit drier and I have no problem with those. So I don't know what it is with this palette. It could just be that this is marketed as more of like a neon palette. I'm not sure, and I don't even necessarily consider these neons. They look very bright in the pan, but they definitely don't play as bright on the eyes, unless you build it up like crazy, at least. I love that shimmery yellow topper. I like the flipped eyeliner in my waterline. I like the white mascara. I went with my same Sugarpill Dazed lashes, and on my lips I went with the Mad for Magenta plushies from Lime Crime. I do like it. I like this look. I'm still not sold. I hope I don't sound too negative. I'm not trying to be negative because it's not necessarily a bad palette. I just don't know if it was worth $38, and I might want to just return it and put that $38 towards maybe the Anastasia foundation. I'm really interested in that dewy one. I think it sounds really good, but I don't know. We'll see. I have one more look to do, and then maybe I'll make my decision, but I feel like my mind's already kind of made up. We'll see. I'll see you for look number 3. Good morning. It's Monday morning. We're going to do a look. It's going to be that. I definitely want Betty kind of in my outer corner and just blended through the crease and smoked out. And I'm going to do kind of what I did yesterday where I just used that shade and then just blended out with a clean brush because that seemed to work the best. So to start with, I'm just going to take this Morphe E17. I like the shape of this brush. And I'm just going to kind of pop that in the outer corner and just start building it up until I like the base shape. And then, like I said, I'll take a clean brush to blend it out. I am so sleepy today. I need a coffee. I don't even know why I'm that sleepy. I woke up at 6:30, but I went to bed at like 9 p.m. so I should not be that tired. I'm gonna film this, drop Zane off, and whip on over to the hair supply store and go to work for all day. I think Morgan is trimming my hair tonight, which is great because it's in desperate need of a trim. I was gonna color it tonight too, but I actually I'm okay with this color right now. Like, it hasn't faded to the point of ridiculousness. So I'll probably wow, I can't speak, I'm too tired. Probably let it ride another wash or 2 or 3. We'll see. Just depends on if I stick to using cold water or break down and use hot water. I feel like now that I've talked about my hair color, I'm gonna get questions about how I maintain it. I do have a video all about it. It's called like Colorful Hair Care Tips. I got hardly any views on that video, even though you guys were so curious about my hair care routine. But it's okay, because now when people ask, I can just direct them to that video. Because it's a lot. It's not just a simple, quick answer of how I maintain and keep up with my color. All right, so this is exactly how it's gonna be left. I'm just kidding. This is a Morphe M513. I'm just going to start blending the edges. Like I said, it's a clean brush. Nothing is on it. Just gonna swirl and blend until I like how it looks, essentially. And then I think I'm gonna end up doing a cut creasy thing with the glitter primer. I want to see if these shadows are capable of being opaque enough to be cut creasy. There were sirens going right outside my window, so I couldn't start saying anything, but I just picked up that first brush again and added a little more blue to extend this outer corner, so I just felt like it wasn't looking quite right. I'm just gonna go back again. And this seems to be working pretty well. I feel like when you work with these mattes just kind of one at a time, they're pretty good. It's blending them together that's not my favorite. And maybe it's just my personal preference in this palette are not meshing, but I don't know. I like with an eyeshadow palette to be able to just do whatever I want. I don't want to have to change up how I do things to suit a palette. That just means that palette isn't meant for me, and take that as a lesson for any palette. If there's like just a specific formula that just doesn't seem to work for you no matter what, but everyone else seems to love it, it's just not your preference, and that's okay. You shouldn't have to like totally switch up your routine to make something work. So now I want to take my NYX glitter primer. I'm going to take a flat brush and carve out like a little bit of a cut crease, and then I think I want Luxe on the top and then this orange one on the bottom, because I haven't played with that shimmery yellow or that shimmery orange. So that's what we're going to do. I have this flat brush right here. I'm going to just grab a little dot of this glitter primer like so, and I'm going to tap this all over my lid and then just kind of pretend to carve a crease. We'll see if these shimmers are opaque enough. Obviously, if I cut the crease with concealer, I'm sure it would be fine. Like, I'm sure these would lay over it with no problem. But again, this is what I do with almost every shimmer when I do a cut crease, so that's what I want to do. So taking Luxe first, that yellow. I'm just taking it slightly above my natural crease because that's just what works best on my eye shape. Just drawing a little bit of a line all across and stopping it right about where they're really building up and getting more opaque in the outside. And now I'm just going to pack a little bit more towards the front. I want it to be kind of like a diagonal, starting here and going up. So that is pretty much where I'm dragging the yellow. And now I'm going to flip that same brush over and just dip right into Super Bloom, which is the orange. And I'm going to start packing this on the bottom of the lid. And I'm going to be really careful once I get to this outer portion because blue and orange are complementary. If I'm not careful and if I try to blend them too much together, they will muddy out. I'm more so just going to have them just kind of next to each other, and I'll lightly blend it just in the sense that it's shimmer going into a matte, not so much that it's orange going into a blue, because that just doesn't fly. I'm just flipping back and forth between the orange and the yellow until I like the way they mesh on the eye. And I mean they're there. It's, I don't know, not my favorite looking shimmer in the world. I'm going to stop dropping my brush. I'm going to take the brush that I use with the blue, just to very, very lightly just kind of sweep, just so the shimmeriness kind of flows in with the matte. It's easier to blend complementary colors when it's a shimmer going into a matte rather than like two mattes or two shimmers, because it's more so a texture thing. I like that good enough. I just don't like playing with orange. This isn't my favorite look, but I think it's because of that I'm biased. I want to take Happy Place now, the more glittery yellow, and I want that in my waterline. Or not waterline, my inner corner. What am I saying? I think I'm going to go in with this orange one from Colourpop in my waterline, and we'll see how that looks. I feel like that kind of helps pull it together a little bit, actually. I don't know. I mean, it's not my favorite, most beautiful look I've ever done, but I also just don't know if this color story screams to me, you know what I mean? But I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye regardless, throw on my lashes, something on my lips, and we'll finish this video up. Alright, this is look number 3. As soon as I finished doing this eye, I really liked the look. I think it's pretty, I think it flows nicely, I like that it has multiple colors, it's more creative, I really do like this look, I'm feeling good about it. I went with my same Sugarpill Dazed lashes, and on my lips I went with, where is it? The Flicker Gloss from Sugarpill, because I've really been liking this formula. I want more Sugarpill glosses ASAP. But yeah, this is look number 3. I like it. I think it might be my favorite of the 3. Let's finish this video up now. Alright, that's it. Those were my looks. What did you think? Which look was your favorite? I think this one definitely is my favorite. Just looking back, I'm feeling the best about this one. It feels more me, it has multiple things going on. It's fun. I like it. As far as the palette itself goes, I don't know. Like, I don't hate this palette. It's definitely not one of the worst palettes I've worked with, but it's definitely not my favorite either. It's definitely not something I needed. I guarantee you, if I would have just slept on it, I probably wouldn't have bought this. It was very impulsive. I think I might return it. But again, it's not because it's the worst palette I've ever used. It's just probably something I shouldn't have spent my $38 on. You know what I mean? I really want the new ABH foundation, so I feel like that would be a better way to put my money into makeup. You know what I mean? So I think I'm going to return it. I don't think I'll really reach for it. There was nothing super revolutionary about this palette. I did like this glittery yellow topper. I think that's really pretty, but that one shade isn't enough for me to feel the need to keep it. The mattes were okay. They blended, they built up eventually, but they're not my favorite formula. These shimmers are, some of them are cool, some of them are weird, but I think there's supposed to be like 4 different formulas total in this palette. I don't know. I'm not totally sold on it. The first 2 Venus palettes are still my favorites. I think I might actually like Venus 3 more than Venus Vivids. This formula is just a little more dry. It's weird. And it's hard to create very colorful looks, I feel like. Like, you can't do, at least for me, what I've experienced, you can't play with a ton of these mattes in your crease because, I don't know, they're really hard to mesh together. It ends up getting kind of patchy and doing weird things. The shimmers play really nice next to each other and the shimmers play nice with the mattes, but it's hard to put like every color on your eyes. And with a rainbow palette, I want the option to be able to do a rainbow eye look, you know what I mean? But again, it's not the worst palette, it's not awful. Maybe you're in need of a rainbow palette. I don't know. My favorite rainbow palette, if you need a suggestion, is the Ace Beauté Slice of Paradise. That one is absolutely stunning. Regardless, I created some looks. I was gonna say it was fun, but it wasn't even that fun. It wasn't horrible, but it just wasn't that fun either. It's not the most memorable palette. I'm sure I will forget about it eventually. I plan on getting my money back, and there's that. Let's do some swatches now and see what is similar to the first 3 Venus palettes that I own. So the palettes I'm gonna be comparing with the Venus Vivid are the original Lime Crime Venus, which looks like this. It's, ooh, my eyeliner just took flight. It's very warm and just grungy, earthy. I like it. The Lime Crime Venus 2 is also grungy and earthy, but a totally different kind of color story. I love this one. It's my favorite of the bunch. And the Lime Crime Venus 3 looks like this. It's more whimsical, cutesy, soft, you know what I mean? And then just so you can see it again, this is the Venus Vivid. And the first one we're going to compare is the shade Betty. It's that blue one. And I'm going to tell you right now, most of these are not similar, but with that, I compared Filter from Venus 2. It's totally different. I knew it would be different, but it's the only other blue, so I figured might as well. The next one I'm comparing is Flutter, and with that, I'm pairing Paradise. I'm dropping everything. Paradise from the Venus 3. It's not the same. Obviously the Paradise one is more of a pinky purple, but I mean they have a similar kind of shift. It's the same kind of shimmery action, in my opinion. Although swatching them, the Paradise one felt much softer. The next ones we're going with are Starburst, and then there are none for any of these, so I'm skipping straight to Sassy as well. And Starburst is here and Sassy's just on the bottom. I just kind of threw it on there at the last minute just so you could see what the pink looked like next to them. Obviously I could have skipped that too. But with that I paired Rebirth from the original Venus and Bliss from the Venus 3. It's kind of similar to Rebirth, but it's a little more lighter. This one's a little bit deeper. And I'm gonna say right now, all of these felt different on my finger than the Venus Vivid. The other palettes feel much softer. They aren't as dry and gritty. So I'm not sure what they did with this formula. That must be why I'm not liking it as much. It's just, I don't know, it's not quite the same. Because even the Lime Crime Venus 3, it's a different formula to me, but it doesn't feel gritty. It just feels more sheer. And it's more so the two shimmer shades here. Like I just didn't like them because they're very, I don't know, they aren't as opaque as the other shimmers, which the other shimmers and the other palettes aren't crazy, but I don't know. This one just, it's different. And I don't think I like it. So there's that. Those were my swatches. I hope they were helpful. I don't know if they even would be because they're not remotely the same, but maybe the fact that they're not the same is helpful. Let me know what you think though. Do you guys have this palette? Do you want this palette? What are your thoughts? I would love to chat with you guys about it. If you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram. It's beautbean. Follow me there. I post every single day, and don't forget to subscribe. I post here most days as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.